Oh, it was right. It was spelling my name and it was giving the right nickname that my uncle told me, but I knew that my uncle would never come through on a Ouija board, and I was like, that's a demon, you need to get the hell off of there. Hey everybody, your favorite fabulous fairy Shayna here with another story. If you like content like this, like, share, and subscribe. It's how I keep going. Make sure to give it to a friend if they're into something spooky. That trickle effect, it really makes a difference. Okay, on to my Ouija board story. My family always warned me against playing with Ouija boards. They said not to. They said that demonic spirits come through and you can't ever trust who you're talking to. Like, it might say it's your grandma, but it's probably not going to be your grandma. It's going to be something trying to manipulate you. And so I was never allowed to actually have one. But my friend's mom didn't care, and she totally bought one, and we totally played with one. I was in junior high, and my friends decided that they wanted to play with a Ouija board. They went out of their way to go get one. They went to literally Toys R Us, picked it out. It was like a Milton Bradley, Parker Brothers, glow-in-the-dark Ouija board. Doesn't seem like it would be anything kind of dangerous because they made it glow-in-the-dark. We bought it at a toy store. What could be dangerous about that? Oh, but that shit was real, and it was definitely creepy, and it was definitely dangerous. We started the sleepover by lighting some blue candles and putting on some whale sounds because it sounded all creepy, dimming the lights. And then my two friends sat on the ground, both of their fingers on their planchette. I decided to sit on the bed away from them because I didn't want to be hoodwinked. I didn't want to be like caught off guard. I wanted to be able to see exactly what was going on in the whole room, to see what they were doing, and to kind of monitor everything from a distance because I totally thought that they were going to try to pull one over on me. For the first few minutes, nothing really happens, and they're like, is anybody there? Is anybody there? Nothing happens. Then I ask, is anybody there? All of a sudden, their fingers shoot to yes. So I'm thinking, oh God, here we go. And it says, do you want to talk to anybody? And it said yes. And then it starts to spell out my name, Shayna. So I'm thinking, you guys are totally trying to pull one over on me. And it says, who is this? And it doesn't say anything. I ask, who is this? And all of a sudden the planchette starts going crazy and spelling my Uncle Mike's name. My friends look up at me. They're like, do you have an Uncle Mike? I'm like, I did have an Uncle Mike. So they say, how did you die? It starts to spell out cancer. They look at me. I'm like, he did die of cancer. Now, my Uncle Mike didn't smoke or drink or cuss or chew or hang around with those who do. And he actually got cancer from doing welding his whole life and working I think it was like in an evaporative cooler maintenance situation, welding, and, all this weird particles in the air. So that's what got him cancer. Regardless on how the sickness came about, my uncle, nobody knew how he died but me. Nobody even knew I had an Uncle Mike but me. So I'm already a little on edge. I'm a little bit freaked out. So I'm like, okay, you got my uncle. You got my attention. What was his nickname for me? Because his nickname for me would not hold today. I'm definitely not that anymore. And it starts to spell out Shy Shayna. And they look at me and they're like, is that right? And I'm all, yes, that's his nickname for me. Get the fuck off that thing. That is not my uncle. And they're like, but you said it was right. I'm like, yeah, but there is no reason or way that my Uncle Mike would ever come through on a Ouija board. Never, ever, ever. Uncle Mike was highly religious and his mother was highly religious. And she taught us all better than that. So guaranteed, he wouldn't come through on a Ouija board. If he wanted to talk to me, he would maybe send a dream or come through in some kind of, cute way. Like, I don't know, somebody sending me Reese's Pieces or something. But there's no way he would come through on a Ouija board. So I knew we were dealing with a demon. This is before everybody had cell phones in their hand and we weren't able to just quickly look stuff up. We did end up going to her computer and looking up what we could on a Ouija board, and it told us, oh, you have to close the session properly, which we totally didn't do, and you have to do this and you have to do that. So while we were on there scrolling around, messing around, we decided to look up some weird portal, like open a portal meditation. So my one friend, she's reading it out while me and my other friend have our eyes closed and we're visualizing all this. As I'm visualizing the different doors opening, I'm feeling tingling throughout my body. I'm seeing light, I'm seeing colors, I'm seeing all the things that she's describing, and I really do feel like something came through in that moment. We decide, okay, let's go try it again. So we get back on the Ouija board. We start having a conversation with somebody. They tell us their name is something, and then they tell us it's something else. They start telling us about how they had a wife at one point in time, and she died, and blah, blah, blah. And then he changes the story to he killed his wife. And then he changes the story to he would like us to join him on the other side, and he would like to basically take us out of this living shell that we are in and bring him with him. And for purposes of I don't want anybody to have anything happen, I'm going to say the name very, very weird. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to spell it. It was the very last letter of the alphabet and then an O. and a very last letter of the alphabet followed by another O. And the reason why I'm not spelling that name is it's the most common demon to show up. And they say even spelling the name, even hearing the name, even seeing the name can call him to you. And the fact that he haunted me for years, I know it's very easy to catch this demon. And it took me a very long time, which is a whole nother story, to get rid of it. Getting rid of the Ouija board was easy. Getting rid of the demon, that was hard. We got kind of addicted to playing the Ouija board there for a little bit, and every single time we would come on, he would show up. Last letter of the alphabet, followed by an O. And it would also do a figure 8. So we would be talking to somebody else, and then mid-conversation, it would stop what it's doing, and it would go into a figure 8. Well, if you've ever seen the movie The Exorcism, or The Exorcist with Linda Blair, you know, and she's like, got the, you know, green shooting pea shit out of her mouth or whatever, she was possessed by that demon. And there's actually the true correct story was a little boy it happened to, and he got possessed by the demon. Started off saying his name was like Howdy Doody or something, and then it turns out no, it's this crazy demon that literally shows up on Ouija boards, and that's its predominant way that it gets around. And it's very, very common to get it, and it's very, very easy to get it, and it don't play around. It really likes to see you suffer, go through it, have heartache, have heartbreak, whatever your dreams are. It doesn't want to see them happen, and you'll have like all kinds of misfortune in your family, including health problems, including maybe people passing, which I had all of that. Now, all this is going on when I'm in like junior high, so I wasn't as developed in my skills as I am now. Yeah, did I still have some? For sure. But I was more like a beacon of light that had no container around it. You know, there was chaos that came with it. I had done some magic and performed some things at that point in time that I still wasn't sure how I did it. It just kind of happened. And after it happened, I was always questioning, was it me that made that happen, or did that happen serendipitously and all this and that? I do feel that the spirit connected to the Ouija board was trying to make me feel a certain kind of power so that I would allow it in, but I wasn't doing that. I did end up getting my own Ouija board, snuck it over to my house, had my friends come play it with me, and it was telling really bizarre details about their life. It would say like, oh, your underwear say this on it, and they're colored like this. Like my one friend, it told her it was light blue and said angel baby on it, and I looked at her and well, is that what it is? And she's all, yeah, that's what's on there. And she was like, there's no way you could have known. I'm like, there is no way I do know. This is the Ouija board saying it isn't me. So years go by, and I'm like getting this darker and darker feeling that like I'm being watched, like I'm being followed, whatever, and all this bad stuff is happening to me. And then through the grace of the internet, people start coming out with their own Ouija stories, and I start hearing that name and realizing what that thing was. So I was like, you know what, I got to get rid of it. I've got to find a way to get it away from me. So I end up respectfully, because you're not supposed to burn them. I have a family story where my family tried to burn one back in the day. I'll tell that a different time if you guys want it, but they told me don't even try. They literally, my mom and my dad both said don't even freaking try. My grandma told me don't even try. They said if you're gonna get rid of it respectfully. That way you're not pissing anything off, you're not hurting yourself, whatever. So I put a little bit of salt on it. I said thank you so much, and I set it gently and nicely on the recycling, on top of the recycling, in the bin, and hope to God that somebody found it and took it away. Probably not the best. Probably could have done something a little more responsible with it, but I was young, that's what I did. I'm not gonna lie to make it better, because it wasn't. That's what it was. Did I eventually get out of the grasp of that evil entity? Yeah, I did. Well, a lot of things happened in between. If you guys want to hear those stories, let me know. Comment below. All that good stuff, and I'll talk about it. But what it basically made me realize was do not play with that, because it came on so often, and it was always saying the most vile things. It wanted to hurt us. It wanted to see us on the other side, and it literally was like speaking about, oh, I just want to take out things that are beautiful in humanity, and I just want to hurt humanity, and blah blah blah. It's like, why are we talking to that? You know, if it was any other conversation, we'd hang up the phone. So I still use Pendulum. Pendulum is amazing. I feel like I can control that a lot better and kind of feel who's coming through and who's not better on that. But would I pick up a Ouija board again? No, I absolutely would not. I would love to hear what your guys' experiences are. Have you ever used a Ouija board? I know a lot of you are going to be like shaking your head like don't even touch one. You're right, don't touch them. But have you? And I'm curious, does anybody have good Ouija board experiences, like where you're not being haunted forever? I would love to hear about that in the comments if you do. Please like, share, and subscribe, you guys. It really, really helps. It helps more than you could ever think. If you like stories like this, make sure to keep coming.